Okay, good evening, everyone. So, in last class, what we have seen? So, how to create server, right? So, let's recap like what we have done till the last session. Let's recap this one. So, first of all, like what is the meaning of server, sir? Provide services to the end user, or you can call it as client. So, how many type of servers we have usually? Two types. What are those? Cloud server and on-prem. Cloud server means it is going to store on data centers, and on-prem means local building. That means where you work actually. For example, if you're working on company, so in that area only we are going to have the server. Sir, in AWS, what we are going to call as server? EC2 instance, Elastic Compute Cloud, or you can call them as instance as well. Okay, to create server, how many steps you have? What are those? Step number one is tags, means we can give name. Step number two, AMI, here we can give OSN packages. Step number three, instance type, here we can get CPU and RAM. Step number four, key pair. In key pair, what we will get? Login. Like how many type of keys we have, sir? Two types. What are those? Public key and again on private. How many types we have? Two types. PEM and PPK. Okay. We will discuss about that later. Don't worry. In networking, what we are going to define? VPC. VPC meaning virtual private cloud. Storage. What is the storage here we can give? 8 GB. Maximum is 16 terabytes. But what is the ideal storage in real time? Like how much of max we can afford? 300 is enough. It's more than enough if you ask me. And like step number 7 is summary. Clear, no? So this is the stuff we have seen on last class, right? So let's create server one more time. Like already I have these servers. This server I use for my morning class. Jenkins I set up, right? So I set the topic Jenkins for the morning session. So let me remove all of them. So now here I'm gonna give the name as Linux server. Of course, you can give your name as well. That's up to your choice. But in real time, we have some naming pattern to give servers. I'll tell how to give the name for web servers, app servers, database server. We have some pattern. Okay. I'll teach you later, not now. Like in AMI, I'm gonna select second one. Why? Because latest one will always have some bugs. We won't prefer that, and it is even not stable to follow. So next instance type, I'm going to get T2 micro, which gives 1 CPU and 1 GB of RAM. It's enough for me. Key pair. I already downloaded one key pair or not, sir? Day one. How to download a key pair means? So go here and type key pair name. Day two. Here, if you click on create key pair, your key pair is going to be downloaded. I already said, right, how many key pairs and how many security group we need? One key pair is enough and one security group is enough. So I already have the key pair. In last session, I'm going to use the same key pair. And coming to the networks, sir, can you tell me how to give all traffic in security group? We need to click on edit. By default, your name will come as launch wizard. We need to give it as our name, MySG for all. Here you can give whatever name you want. Sir, to connect the server, what is the default protocol we are going to use? SSH. SSH means secure shell. Without SSH, we cannot able to connect to the server. So keep that SSH and click on add security group. I'm going to give all traffic. What I'm going to give? All traffic means I'm allowing all ports, sir. Click on anywhere. So step number 8, like 7 is summary. But before that, step number 6 will be storage. I want 8 GB. It is more than enough. Okay, I don't want much. Click on launch instance. Is it done, sir? No? Is my server launched here? Okay, it will take 30 seconds to activate. Are you seeing this one? It is on currently pending status. Which status? It will take 30 seconds to up and run, and it will take 2 minutes to get the 2x2 checks. Okay, 2x2 checks means system check and instance check. Is it running now? So click on this one and click on connect. One more. Is it done for all of you? How to create server? Okay, fine. Anyone bought cards today for account creation? Cards. No, like I'm asking people who don't have AWS account. Okay, do one thing. If you don't have cards now, bring your cards tomorrow. I'm gonna show you how to create AWS account. Why? Because without AWS account, you cannot practice anything. Okay, whatever the tools I'm gonna teach you, completely we are going to use Linux platform only. That means we need to have EC2 servers. Clear now? Yeah, Visa card, MasterCard, and if people is from abroad, we can use American Express as well. It is one of the card which we can use and discover it too actually. Rupee is going now currently. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. See, basically AWS officially supporting Visa card, MasterCard, American Express if you are from abroad. But some people are using Rupee card and it started working actually. But officially it is not declared anywhere. But it started working as far as I have seen in recent days. Okay. So, but I'll prefer to take either Visa or Master. If you don't have anything, try with Rupee card. And before that, make sure you need to enable international transaction. So if you don't have international transaction enabled in your card, we cannot able to create the account. Clear, sir? No, that's mandatory. Like if international transaction is not enabled, they are not going to deduct your amount, right? Okay. 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 Yes. Yeah, like even if you see, when I try to create account, right, I'll show some cards which doesn't have international transaction enabled. The authentication is definitely going to fail. Even though I try to give the right answers, like right information. So card details like username, like card holder name, CVV, expiry date, everything I try to give, right? It doesn't accept. Why? Because it's mandatory. Like sometimes. I'm not sure like how it worked for you, but like I have seen a lot of cases. Okay. Yes, yeah. AWS DS. Okay. That like no. Basically, as far as I have the knowledge, like we need to enable that transaction. Okay. Okay, like let's see on the class lively tomorrow. Like we take one card which doesn't have international transaction enable, and I'll take the second card which has transaction enable. Let's check it. Okay. Because when I try to create here, like lot of times it got failed. That's the reason. Even like after enable transaction, like it got success. Same card again. Same card, same details. But before it haven't worked, but after it's working. Okay, sir. Like is the process of connecting server clear for all of you? Yeah. 2 rupees. But don't worry, they are going to refund you 2 rupees after 7 working days. It's to verify your account is running or not. Okay. Okay, fine. From today onwards, we are going to start Linux. Why? Because without Linux, we cannot start DevOps. It's highly impossible. Why? Because in real time, completely you are going to work on Linux platform only as a DevOps engineer. Of course, there might be some Windows platform as well, like Windows servers also going to work. But majorly, 96% of servers are completely built on top of Linux only. Let's understand like how the Linux is affecting on our daily activities. First of all, I need to tell you the significance, like how it is important. So then later we can go ahead with it. So Linux. So what is Linux, sir? It's a kernel. So don't think it is a operating system. Kernel means it's the lowest level of operating system. What is the meaning of kernel? Lowest level of operating. Some people call it as kernel. Some people call it as kernel. Which one is correct? Both are correct. So R should not be rolled. Fine. So kernel meaning is the lowest level of operating system is what we can call it as kernel. Let's understand like how Linux become essential part of our daily activities. First of all, if you talk about modern world, sir, can we finish a day without using mobile, sir? Completely mobiles, like 86% of mobiles, we are using the Linux operating, like complete Android platform, we can call it as. And if you talk about supercomputers also using Linux platform only, like top 500 I'm talking. If you talk about top 500, every supercomputer is using the Linux platform only. And coming to the other electronic gadgets, completely these are also going to be used by Linux. And if you talk about servers, in real time, like 96% of your servers are completely running on Linux platform and other electronic gadgets and so on. Is the point clear for all of you? So now tell me, so Linux is going to applicant on all of these above things. So if you talk about mobiles, in mobiles we have Linux, supercomputers we have Linux, electronic gadgets we have Linux, and even those servers as well. That means, is it essential to understand Linux or not, sir? So that's what I'm going to teach you. But again, for Linux, you are going to have some separate batch. Here, I'm going to give some brief, like what is Linux and what are the commands you need to know as a DevOps engineer. Okay. So this complete 45 days course is going to be given to you completely training. Like it's free of cost. No need to pay a single penny. If you enroll for this course, those classes are going to be taken by Imran sir. It's free for you. But here I'll give some brief about Linux. Why? Because without some fundamental of Linux, we cannot able to perform any kind of activity in DevOps. Clear, sir? Okay, fine. So Linux is a kernel which is called as lowest level of operating system. Okay. When we talk about type of operating system, how many OS types we have? Two only. First one is Windows. Second one is, sir, Linux is a kernel. Windows and Mac OS are operating system. Why to use only Linux? Multitasking, security, open source. Then you are missing the main point. Command line. Okay, then. Yeah. So if you ask me, sir, for your Windows, we need to install antivirus or not, sir? And license need to be purchased or not, sir? But for Linux, nothing need to be invested. You are not going to invest any single penny on Linux. Why? Because first of all, Linux is free and open source. It's free and open source. What is the meaning of open source? Guys, remember, whatever the tools I'm going to teach you in DevOps in upcoming few days, completely we are going to involve with the open source tools only. What kind of tools? First of all, what is the exact meaning of open source? Means open source obeying three key factors. How many key factors? First factor is source code must be public. Source code must be what? First key factor for open source. Okay. Open source key factors. First one is source code must be available publicly. Don't write the notes. I'll give the notes for you completely. Second one. Okay. It must be free for everyone. And third factor, code can be able to modify and distribute. Okay. While I'm writing the live notes, right? Don't try to write. Why? Because this notes is completely free for you. Okay. It's also like open source. You can see it on public and you can use it and you can modify it as well. Okay. If I try to write the notes and if you're copying me, you might miss some points there. So definitely like you are going to miss something. So don't do it. So what are the key factors for open source, sir? Source code must be publicly available. Second one is it must be free for everyone. Third one, source code must be able to modify and distribute. I'll show this lively. For example, you said that Linux is open source system. Okay. So when I go and when I type it here, Linux source code. So if you go and see, sir, are you seeing the source code of Linux here? Is it publicly available for everyone or not, sir? You can take this source code and you can write your own code as well for Linux. For example, in Linux, if I give LL, I'll get the list of files. You can change that command as per your requirement. Why? Because it's publicly open, right? Correct or not? So this is the main feature. First of all, free, no need to pay money. Second one, open source. That means you can copy the code and you can modify as your requirement. Correct or not, sir? This is the strongest reason why people are using Linux. First reason. Second thing is, it's multi-user based. Multi-user. That means multiple people can able to work at simultaneously. Second one. Third one is, no need to install any antivirus softwares. But for Windows, we need to install or not, sir? And what is the disadvantage of Windows when we use for 6 months? Like Windows definitely will hang. No matter how much of course you put for the computer. It might be i5, it might be i7, it might be 11th gen, 10th gen, or whatever it can be gen. Definitely after 6 months, your computer must be hang at least once in a week. That's for damn sure. Like it's a common issue for everyone. But trust me, Linux systems will never hang. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon means like very, very often. Often or rare? Often or rare? What is the difference between often and rare? Often means frequently. Then what I said often means you are telling, yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay. So these systems are going to be hang very, very rarely, sir. Okay. So that means like if system hangs on this month, like it will never hang like after 2 or 3 months. And of course, like we can optimize the system performance by using some hardware commands. I'll tell you like how to optimize the Linux servers. So performance will be speed. Performance will be speed, or simply we can call it as good. Yeah, in Red Hat you have two, free and like paid also there. We have two versions. Yeah, RHL we can call this Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So they are going to use some supporting packages which will make our work very easy. So performance will be good here. And the next thing is, sir, whenever you are using Linux, right, it will support all programming languages. It will support. For example, if you ask me in Windows, if you want to work with Java, sir, you need to install software. But Linux, we need to install only package. No need to install softwares. Package is enough, sir. Supports all programming languages. Now see how many things we have here. So Linux, first of all, it is free and open source. Next, it is multi-user based. Next, no need to install any antivirus. Performance is also going to be good and supports all programming language. And the best part about using Linux is it will have multiple flavors. What we are going to call as? I'll explain what is the meaning of multiple flavors. It will have multiple flavors. Sir, what is the meaning of flavor? Means to explain this, I'll take the normal example. You know iPhone products, right? For example, let's take iPhone. Let's take 14. In 14, we have 14 mini or not, sir? We have 14 plus or not, sir? We have 14 Pro and we have 14 Pro Max. iPhone 14 is the products. But in that products, how many of varieties we have? Multiple. Mini, Plus, Pro, Pro Max. Same thing will be applicable to Linux as well. Linux is a single kernel. Kernel is only one kernel, Linux. But with the help of this kernel, currently we are using Red Hat flavor, Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, Open, SUSE, Linux Mint, Rocky Linux, Alma Linux, Debian, Ubuntu. Like Ubuntu is given, right? So these are the like things we have. Of course, we have a lot of things. I cannot write all of things. Why? Because like if you ask me, new flavors are coming like for every 1 or 2 months. Why? Because it's open source, right? You can also write a new flavor if you want. Clear now? So these are what you can call as distributions. What we can call as, so you can call them as distribution or you can call them as flavors. Distribution or you can call it as. But sir, you are telling multiple things, right? Do we need to learn all of them? No required, sir. Only two are majorly important. First of all, Red Hat. Second one is Ubuntu. In real time, 70% of servers are completely occupied with the Ubuntu kernel only. Of course, Red Hat is also there, but 70% majorly we are going to focus on Ubuntu. Wherever you go, people often use Ubuntu. Of course, Red Hat also going to be used, but Ubuntu has the highest rate of using. Clear now? So write these flavors first of all. Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora. This thing. Yeah, I'll compare. Don't worry. So these are the flavors. But among these flavors, which flavors we are going to focus mainly, sir? Huh? Ubuntu and if you run a command on Red Hat, that is useful for CentOS, Fedora, Linux, like Rocky Linux and Amazon Linux. Like commands will be similar, but there are some minimal changes required for each flavor. For example, if you use Red Hat or Amazon Linux, yum is the package manager or RPM is the package manager. But for Ubuntu, we need to go with APT. So these flavors depends upon the flavor. We are going to change some comments. Clear now? Okay, sir, fine. You are telling about this Linux, right? It is very clear. But the thing is here, Linux completely came from the programming language called C programming language. Which programming? So I'll tell you like what is the history of Linux. Basically, it is not required. But the reason why I'm telling is for your knowledge. Anyone knows the history of Linux, like where it came from and when it happened? Okay, from which year? 1997. I think unfortunately you tell your date of birth, not 1997. Eh? I'll tell you basically what happened is in the year 1991, there is a university called Helsinki. Which university? Helsinki. In the University of Helsinki, there is a student called Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds. He is a student from like Helsinki, like Finland. So there is a Helsinki University from Finland. In that Finland, we have a student called Linus Torvalds. Okay. During his graduation time, his professor gave him a project to do. But at that time, if he want to do the project, he definitely need to have the operating system. So in the early 19s, so Unix operating system completely taken the market. Which OS? Unix. But like Unix is completely paid off cost then. That means there is no free for it. So we need to definitely pay amount for the Unix operating system. So in that case, what happened, So the students doesn't have amount to buy the Unix operating system. That means they are going to face struggle or not, sir? So in order to remove the struggle, like what he done is, he started writing Linux kernel. Okay, it all started in the year 1991. Which year? Where it started? In the Finland country, university called Helsinki. There is a student called Linus Torvalds. He started the source code to write the Linux kernel. He completely used C programming language, sir. Which programming language? So Linux is completely written on C programming language. If you want me to show lively, go to the Linux operating system here, like free and open source, right? Sir, what is the percentage of C programming here? 98 point. That means completely we can call it a C programming kernel or not, sir? My question is why C programming? Why not Java and Python? He discovered C language. Then what about Dennis Ritchie? Sorry, I'm not getting your point. No. Like my question is, why he used only C programming language to build the Linux operating system? Of course, we have high-end programming like Java and Python, right? Now you said the correct point. Sir, Java came on the year 1995, sir. But when does the Linux operating system came into the market? Point number one. Point number two is, of course, Python came in the year 1991, but almost at the end of 1991. But before Python came into the market, already they started Linux kernel. So that is the reason why Python and Java is not included on the Linux kernel. Clear now? At that time, the only high-end programming language we have available is C programming language. You know what is behind the C programming language before C language? Then, so there are some programming languages like Nickel, COBOL, Fortran, Pascal. You know these languages? So these are the previous languages which came into the market before C programming. So basically we use them for mathematical calculations highly. Okay. But after C programming came into the action, complete picture got changed. So from then application started developing. Okay. That's it. So completely 98% of your code is written on which programming language? C programming language. In the year 1992, he released the first version. Which version? First version. Initial name of the Linux is Freaks. What is the initial name? But after due to some reason, they changed it to Linux kernel. Clear, sir? No? Initially, the name is only like Freaks. Like what he thought to put the name is Freaks only. But now currently it is going to name as Linux kernel. So this is the history of Linux. Basically, it started on the year 1991. Okay, with only a single student. Within the 1 year, he wrote the complete kernel with the help of C programming language. Now, currently, Linux is completely under free. Of course, if you want to have paid, Red Hat is offering paid version as well. You can ask me, sir, what is the difference between free and paid? Means Red Hat is going to give something called as RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. If we use that operating system, right, they are going to enhance the features of Linux. Some predefined softwares and some pre-installed packages, which are going to make our work very easy. But again, like in real time, RHEL, we can use or not means it depends upon our requirement. If you ask me, we haven't used on my company. Okay, we use mostly Ubuntu and Amazon Linux. That's it. Okay, sir, fine. Now coming to the modes of operating system. Modes of operating system. Can anyone tell me how many modes we have for OS? Any kind of OS. 2 modes we have. How many modes? Mode number 1 is GUI mode. Which mode? GUI means graphical user interface. That's the mode number 1. And coming to the mode number 2. Mode number 2 will be CLI. What is the mode number 2? CLI. Command line interface. Clear now? So these are the 2 modes we are having any kind of OS. If you take Windows, if you take Linux, or if you take Mac OS as well, every operating system is going to have 2 modes. First of all, GUI mode. Which mode? GUI. Second one CLI. But as a DevOps engineer, sir, which mode we are going to work? Means if we are working on servers, forgot about GUI. GUI you are never going to touch in real time. Completely we are going to work on CLI mode. Which mode? CLI mode means we are going to use completely commands only. What we are going to use? Commands. If you want to create a file, command. Delete a file, command. For example, if you see this on GUI, sir, if I want to delete this file, what I will do? Select the right click and click on delete, right? I've seen the option here. I can perform everything with the help of mouse clicks. In which mode? Graphical user interface mode. But if we talk the same mode in CLI, we are going to use commands for it. So remember, till now you are very flexible with all of the Windows operating system, right? But from now forget about the Windows. We need to work only on Linux operating system. Which operating system? Why? Because completely real time we are going to work on Linux only. So let's practice few commands for the day. I'll show you like how to practice, and these are the terminals actually to connect our servers. I'll tell about what is a terminal. Terminal means it is a medium to connect our server. You can use putty, super putty, Mobexterm, PowerShell, and MacShell also we can use. But reason why I'm using Mobexterm means Mobexterm is having lot of advantages, which is not we are going to see on the putty and other shells. Clear now? Mobexterm, for example, like I'll tell one basic example, sir. We have 10 servers. How many servers? I think like I'm asking this question for AWS. If we have 10 servers, if we want to run a command on each server, we need to go to multiple tabs and run command or not, sir? Correct or not? But here it is not going to happen. If you have 10 servers, you can run 10 commands only one time. It means command you write only one time, but it is going to execute 10 times. Easy or not, sir? And again, if you have 10 servers, daily you want to log into the 10 servers. We need to copy the public IP address and we need to paste on the browser or like terminals, right? But here it is not going to happen. We can bookmark the sessions. For example, I daily use one server. I don't want to connect daily. I can save session here. If I click on that session, directly server is going to open for me. So these kind of flexibilities we are going to have for the Mobexterm. That's the reason I'm going to teach you Mobexterm. In real time also, I use Mobexterm to save a lot of time. Clear now? Daily basis. So to explain this one, I'll ask you a question. Like which language you are comfortable with to speak? English. Okay. Daily, how many words you will use to speak English? Same also. When your working is going smoothly, daily we will use only few commands. But if we get any troubleshooting, we need to use some new commands, right? So there is no exact number that how many commands in Linux and how many commands we need to learn. Okay, no, not only me. If you ask the certified Linux admin also, they are also not going to tell. Why? Because it depends upon the what kind of work you are going to do. For example, you are working with your server. If everything goes smoothly, 10 commands is required daily. But sir, if something happened, we need to perform some kind of troubleshooting. We need to use some new commands or not. That's what exactly. Clear now? And I think like we have one certified person here of Linux. Can you tell me how many commands in Linux we have? Too many. Like we have multiple options, right? Single work you can do with multiple commands, sir. Okay, I'll show you one brief explanation about this one. First of all, I'll connect to the server and I'll give one basic example like how these commands are going to work. If you want to do a single work in Linux, we will use multiple commands. I'm going to show them. Again, don't worry, like I'm going to connect to these servers. I'll show you how to connect to this server. For example, are you seeing session here? Click on SSH. Sir, for our server, we have public IP address or not, sir? Seeing public IP address? Copy the public IP address and give it here. And what is the default name for server EC2 user? Which user? In Windows, you try to use RDP protocol, right? But here RDP will not work. Why? Because it's Linux operating system. So that means we need to entirely work on SH. Without this protocol, we cannot able to communicate with servers. Now to log into our server, we are going to use one key pair or not, sir? So click on advanced SSH, click on use private key. My private key is on downloads folder. Which folder? So if I go for downloads folder, are you seeing day one key pair here? Open this. So now click on, are you seeing bookmark settings here? If you go for bookmark and if I give Raham like this, now this session is directly open for the second time. I won't give the public IP address and key. Server opening here. Now again, if you scroll down this bit, sir, again, if I want to open the server, I close this one. If I want to reopen, double click on Raham. Automatically server is opening or not, sir? So these kind of things we are going to have with the help of Mobextop. Clear now? That's it. Okay, I'll tell you a small comment. Currently we are on which user? EC2 user. Which user? EC2 user is the default user for Amazon Linux. What is the default user for Amazon Linux? But in real time, we need to work with root user. Root user means he have all the permissions for Linux operating system. Okay, simply we can call it as king. He doesn't require any permission. He can do whatever operation he wants. Sir, how to switch from EC2 user to root user? The command is sudo hyphen. Currently we are on which user? Clear now? Currently the screen is occupied. I want to clear the screen. What I want to do? Basically, people will use clear command, but it is not required. We can use Control L. Clear is the command to write, but shortcut Control L can we write or not, sir? What is the command I said to? Like I log out now. What I have done? Log out. Basically, I was on root user, but currently I came to which user? EC2 user. How I came? Log out. Basically, I use Control D here. Control D is the shortcut. In my classes, completely I'm going to teach you shortcuts only. Why? Because if you learn shortcuts, your work will become very, very easy. Clear? Sir, again, tell me what is the command to log in as root user? Sudo hyphen. But this time I'll give sudo hyphen yes, sir. Here same output coming or not, sir? Now again log out. Just to give Control D. Third command is sudo su hyphen. Again you are on which user? Again you Control D for logout. Fourth command is sudo su enter. Again you are on which user? Sir, output is only going to root user. But how many ways I have said you? 4 ways. How many commands I use it here? Which command you are comfortable, we can use that command. Clear now? But I have said you all the possible ways. How many commands I said here? 4 commands. But you can use any of the command as per your requirements. But I'm writing here only one command, that is standard command. Sudo hyphen I. Which one? What is the command to switch to root user? Which user? Sir, why we need to go to root user? Means by default we will be on EC2 user. Which user? EC2 user will not have all permissions, sir. We cannot do work with him. For that purpose, we are switching to the root user. What is the command? Sudo hyphen I. Is the command number 1 clear for all of you? And we have discussed alternate commands as well. What are the alternate commands? Sudo su hyphen, first command. Sudo su, second command. Sudo hyphen yes. So these are your alternatives. I won't recommend to learn alternatives, but if you wish, you can learn it. Oh, sorry. To switch to root user. Clear now? Like first command is sudo su hyphen sudo su and sudo hyphen yes. Clear, sir? No? Okay, fine. Sir, in general, basically I have multiple tabs open. For example, like I'll tell one shortcut which will save some time. Sir, here have I opened multiple tabs or not, sir? Directly I want to go to my desktop. Basically what we will do, we'll try to minimize all of them, right? But in real time, we need to use multiple tabs same time. So if you want to minimize them, if you click on minus symbol, it will take a lot of time, correct or not? Don't do that. Just give Windows D. What you can give? If you directly give Windows D, all tabs are closed or not, sir? Closed means minimized. What happened here? So these kind of tricks also I'm going to tell you. Like it will save our time on real time when we are working. Okay, fine. Sir, if I want to create a file, how can I create on GUI? Give a right click, new, file name, and I'm giving file 1. What I'm giving? Is the file created here? Of course, it is file 11. Fine. But when you are working on CLI, can we work with mouse? We need to use only keyboards. Keyboard like keys. Fine, sir. Then how to create a file means there is a command called touch command. Which command? But before that, I'll go to root path. Control L to clear the screen. Give the command touch file 1. Which command will create a file here? Touch command. Which command? Sorry, you create the file. But if I want to see the list of files, just give LL. Are you seeing the list of files? Of course, you can give ls as well. ls will give only file name. ls will give only, but ll will give full end-to-end permission. Like file name it will give, at what time it is created, what are the group and what are the users we have, and what kind of permissions we have. Completely it is going to give the details. To list the file, what is the command, sir? LL or LS. LL means long list. LS means short list or list short, we can call it as. To list files. Clear or not, sir? Sir, in Linux, there will be some hidden files as well. By default, they won't visible for us. If they won't visible for us means that doesn't mean the files are not existed. If we give LL-A, -A means all here. Are we getting all the hidden files? Sir, what is the difference between normal file and hidden file? Means hidden file start with dot. Is it hidden file or not, sir? Dot. It is also hidden file. It is also hidden folder. Blue color means folder. And for file 1, are you seeing dot in front of it? If a file start with dot, we are going to call it as hidden file. Which file? These files are very, very important. When you are doing Terraform, or when you are doing AWS CLI, or when you are doing even KOps, there will be some hidden folders which we need to work on. Okay. What is the command to list the hidden folder, sir? ls-. Okay, fine. ls-a to list hidden files. You can give ls-a or again you can give ll-a as well. ls or ll. To list the clear now? To put slash. Fine. Okay, sir, now fine. So for example, if I want to see content inside the file, whenever you have the file, if you want to open the content of a file, which command we can prefer? Cat command. Which command? Do you have any other command for it? No. VI is the editor. I am asking to show the content of a file. We have the command called more command. Which command? Cat command and more command work for the same purpose. Output will be same, but commands are going to be differ here. Sir, if I give cat file 1, am I able to see anything, sir, here? Why I am not able to see anything? Because there is no content here. Correct? If you want to insert the content, how many ways can we insert content, sir? 2 ways. What are those? Yeah? No. Like you are saying correct only, but that's not the way to define. Content you are going to insert on 2 ways. First one is static way. Second one is dynamic way. Static way means if you insert a content, it cannot be modified. But whereas dynamic way, if we insert the content, we can able to modify. So today I'm going to show you how to insert the content statically. Tomorrow I'll go for the editor's concept. Okay. Sir, if you want to insert the content, same give cat double greater than file 1. What I'm gonna give? This is what you call as appending the content. What we can call it as append means what, sir? To insert the content. Hit hi all. My name is Raham. I insert the content. If you want to save it, just to give enter, Control D. What I want to give to save the content, enter, Control D. Now, if I give the command cat to file1, is my content opening or not, sir? Or even though if I give more file1, is my content opening or not, sir? So cat command and more command work for the same purpose. What is the difference between cat command and more command? With the help of cat command, you can insert content as well, but more command will not work to insert content. Clear now? What is the full form of cat here? Concatenate. Okay. But basically, it's not the appropriate word. A lot of people think it is, but it is not really. So cat file1 to show content. And second command is more. It is also show the content in file1. If I want to insert the content, then cat double greater than file1 to insert then how to save it, sir? Can anyone tell me? Enter Control D. What you want to give? If you give enter, it will go to new line. And if you give Control D, it will exit out of the terminal. Basically, it is not, it is shell actually. You are putting here shell, right? That's it. So now go here, give the command. And of course, like I forgot about the shell. Now I'll ask a basic command. Currently, you are using which shell? How can you know it? Do you have any command for it to know which shell we are using? Echo $0. Dollar. Huh? Okay. Bash. But which bash you are using? This bash is on located on which place? Bin bash. Are you getting this one? So it is also an alternate command to find the shell. If we want to use which kind of shell we are using, we can use which bash. Which command? If I type which bash, it is going to tell me which bash I'm using. I'm using bash shell. But bash shell is on which folder, sir? Bin folder. Which folder? Bin folder. And I want to see list of all shells. How can I do it? How can I list all the shells that are available on my Linux platform? Can I list like this? So it is the command which is going to list all the shells available on our Linux platform. Correct or not, sir? So which bash is going to tell what kind of shell you are going to use. And if you want to list all the shells, the command is cat etc shells. But don't worry, on scripting, I'm going to tell you like how to work all of this. I just give a glimpse of it. Just remove from now. Okay, sir, like to save the content, what is the command? Enter Control D to save and exit from file. So one more time. Sir, tell me the command to create a file. Touch file 2. If I want to list ls, if I want to give long list, if I want to print what is inside file 2, cat file 2. I'm talking about file 2. Sir, do you have any content here? It's empty content, right? If I want to insert some content, what I want to give? Cat double greater than file 2. Type here, hi all. My name is ABCD. If I want to save it, enter. How I can print the content now? Cat file 2. If you give double greater than, it will insert. If you don't give double greater than, it is going to print. Is the concept clear for you now? So this is the way how we are going to insert the content. Okay, sir, fine. You are saying like we can insert the content. But now what exactly I'm gonna know is, sir, if I want to copy the content from one file to another file, lot of you will say it is command. You know that command. What is the command to copy the content, sir? CP command. I want to copy the content from file 1 to file 3. But do I have file 3? No. Can we create file 3? What is the command to create file 3? Touch file 3. Now do I have file 3 or not, sir? Can I copy the content? CP file 1 to file. It is asking override. That means if you have any content on file 3, do you want me to erase file 3 and copy the content? If I give Y, it is going to erase content inside the file 3 and give new content to the file 3. Now give LL. Sir, are you seeing 25 characters in file 1 and 25 characters in file 3 or not, sir? If you want me to open cat file 1, same content is showing. And if you give cat file 3 also, clear or not, sir? But it is not the way how we need to use the command. It is a waste command to tell. I mean, like to use. Why? Because, sir, if you want to copy the content from one file to another file, which command I said? First of all, we need to create a file, right? But basically, it is not required. Directly, I can copy. Copy content of file 1 to file 4. Do I have file 4, sir, here? But automatically destination file came or not? But previously, how I said? First of all, creating the file, then copy. But is it really required to do it? No, directly we can copy the content from source to destination. Here, you need only source file. Even though if you don't have destination, it is going to create automatically or not, sir? That's it. Copy file 1 to file, like file 4 or file 3, whatever it can be. To copy the content from file 1 to file 4. Serious or no? It is a command to copy. Yes, Afzal, you can install MovXM on your Windows operating system as well. So now copy command is done. So copy command is to copy the content from one file to another file. Sir, for example, I want to rename a file. What I want to do? Rename. So to use rename, how many ways we can do it? MV command. Second command. Second command also there. Rename command. Directly can use rename command as well. This command also able to work, but we prefer only MV. Okay. I want to rename file 1 with file 5. Sir, do I have file 5 here? So file 1 is going to become now. Done now. Again, I want to rename file 5 with name of Raham. MV file 5 Raham. Clear or not, sir? Again, I want to rename Raham file with file 1. Again, MV file 1 Raham. MV Raham file 1. Raham. And whenever, like one more thing is, whenever you are typing the file names, don't type the full file name. Just give R and tab. It is automatically going to fill the command. When you are working with files and folders, even some commands also, no need to type fully. If I give first 3 letters or first 2 letters, if you give tab, automatically it is going to fill it. Okay. I'm not typing the command speedily. I'm using shortcuts. If I give R and tab, command is going to fill automatically. Raham file, I'm going to rename as file 1. How I'm going to rename it as? Sir, whenever you are rename the file, is the content going to change? No, it won't change. If you want me to show cat file 1, F tab and give 1, file 1. Same content or not, sir? Even though if I rename it as Raham, same content will come, but file name is going to change. What is going to change? File name. So MV file 1 to Raham. To rename file 1 to Raham. Clear now? Which command to rename, sir? MV. Okay, fine. Just give Control L to clear the screen. Sir, if I want to remove a file, the command I can give is RM. RM means remove. I want to remove file 1. F tab. Automatically filling or not, sir? With the help of file, there are multiple files or not. File 1, file 2, file 3. So it got stopped here. Which file you want to remove? File 1. It will ask permission. Just to give Y. Y means yes. File gone or not, sir? Now if I want to remove file 2, what is the command? RM file 2. But sir, if I give RM file 2, it is asking permission or not, sir? If I don't want to give permission, put -F here. What is -F going to indicate forcefully? -F is going to indicate previously it is asking permission or not, sir? But it will not ask permission. Just give LL. Are you seeing it now? So in this way, we can remove the file. If I directly give RM command, it is to remove file. Remove means like delete. If I give RM file to -F, it is going to delete a file forcefully. For example, sir, you have 100 files to delete. How many files to delete? So am I going to give 100 file names there? Not required. In Linux, we can give RM star. Star indicates all. What is star indicating here? And give -F. -F means forcefully. How many files I have now? I got it or not, sir? So in this way, we can delete the file. So RM star -F means to remove all files forcefully. Here star indicates all. -F indicates forcefully. Now, if anyone want to write the note, I'll give a couple of minutes of time for you. And even you can take snaps as well. Is anyone new for today's session, day 1? Is anyone came here today? Okay, only you. Okay, fine. Okay, online like Haripriya. Okay, fine. Guys, the people who attended only newly today, so I would like to recommend to take videos of my previous session. Completely theoretical part only done, nothing practical. Okay, so today is the practical session 1 for the Linux. Okay, that's it. Sir, you are saying we can delete 100 files, correct or not, sir? But sir, that means do I want to create 100 files now? If I want to show it, I need to create or not? How to create 100 files at a single time? Series of pattern. There is a command we can do. Touch file 1, file, open the brace 1.100. 1.100 means it is going to create file 1 to file 100. For example, if I give 5.100, file 5 to, if I give file 42 .100, file 42, so I'm giving file 1.100. Are you seeing 100 files here? RM star -F. All files gone or not, sir? Star is very powerful on Linux. Why? Because it can do entire activity within one special character. Clear now? That's it. Okay, sir, fine. In last class, we use some scripts, right? To set up. Which script I used to set up? Jenkins I have shown you. Netflix I have shown you. Prometheus I have shown you. Prometheus. No, Grafana, right? I have shown you. Grafana. Today, let's execute one more script. Okay. So tell me which script you want me to execute. Let me go to my account, repositories. The reason why I'm showing you execution of script is to let you know this is completely automated course. Okay, nothing apart from it. So here you have a lot of script. Tell me which script you want me to execute. Can we execute MySQL? But it is Amazon Linux. We need to create Ubuntu for it. Okay, let's do one thing. Nexus, Sonar, Cube, Terraform. 1 second. Yeah, today let's execute Prometheus setup. So in last class I have shown you Grafana, right? So are you seeing the script here? Copy the script. Sir, it is a tool used for monitoring. Basically, it will take 5 to 6 minutes to set up manually. Mostly it will take 10 minutes as well sometimes. But here, sh, paste it here. Just run the script sh prometheus.sh. Here, am I doing anything here? No, right? Is Prometheus running now? How much time it is taken, sir? 10 seconds, right? But if you want to set up this manually, it will take more than 10 minutes. That's the reason why we are using automated scripts to set up anything. If you want me to show the dashboard, I'll show you. How to connect to the Prometheus dashboard means copy the public IP address and the port number is going to give. Let me open on one more terminal. Like, let me use on this tab. Guide is showing. But debug decide you production disable ignore this risk and unsafe. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll try to log in with one more thing. This is not accepting. Let me use Edge. Is it coming now? Prometheus time series collection. It's in the Prometheus dashboard or not, sir? How much time you have spent for it? Only 10 seconds, right? But trust me, if you want to set up it manual, it will take a lot of time. Okay. So whatever we are going to learn is completely automated. Practically, I have shown you 4 scripts or not, sir? The demos itself. So in the demos only, we are doing this much of automation. But if it is live class, end-to-end production pipeline, you are going to write with your own hands. I'll teach you one basic pipeline. With the help of the basic pipeline, if you want to write pipeline for Docker, you will write your own. If you want to write pipeline for Kubernetes, you will write your own. Even for Terraform, even for like what we call Ansible, even for CI/CD deployment with the help of static code analysis and integration of Prometheus, Grafana, everything you can do with the help of single click only. You will write scripts to automate, and to even more automate, you are going to write pipelines as well. And coming to the infrastructure, like I think few of you done AWS course right here. How much time it will take to create entire infrastructure for production? In general, production level infrastructure. To web servers, to app servers, to database, one auto scaling group, one load balancer, one NACL, all this. How much time it will take maximum? 1 day manually. Okay, 30 minutes. Okay, let's take it as 1 hour. But here it will be done within 5 minutes. Not 5, like 3 minutes maximum. How many minutes? That too, only one single command, sir. I'll show you that command as well. Like if you go to all setups here, na, in all setups, there is something you can call it as KOps. Are you seeing the KOps here? Are you seeing this last but two command? If you run this single command, na, n number of servers are going to create within 5 minutes. Okay, to worker nodes, to master nodes, along with load balancer attached, along with attaching auto scaling group, NACL enabled, firewall enabled. Okay, end-to-end architecture of VPC also. So that much of automation you are going to do. But to do all the automations, first of all, you need to focus on Linux. Duplicate command, copy command, move command, the Linux commands are not, sir. Have I said move command or not? If you don't learn the Linux, you cannot do automation, sir. So Linux is very, very important. Without Linux, we cannot do any kind of automation. That is the reason why I'm teaching the Linux. Without Linux, I can jump to DevOps as well. I can tell for Linux, we have Imran sir batch. You can go and sit there. But if I do like this now, you won't get anything. If I'm running a script, I need to explain the script or not, sir. Without explain, can I run? If I want to explain, means you need to know these fundamentals or not at least. So that's it. Is the content clear now? So how to run the Prometheus? Of course, like this, I'm going to cover on your classes here just to give an overview how our course is to be. Okay, I ran all these scripts. So now, like these basic comments are enough for today. If anyone want to take the picture, you can take it. So I'm going to give the notes here, and notes also publicly available. So if anyone want to take the snaps, you can take it from here. You can take the snaps. So in the meanwhile, like online guys, if you are having any doubts or queries regarding the course or like today's class, please ping me on the comment. You have the chat box enabled, right? You can ping me there. So you are asking about daily roles and responsibilities, right? Already I said this in the demo, but I'll explain one more time for you. Coming to the roles and responsibilities, first of all, your daily work start with collecting the tickets. In tickets, you are going to get some tasks. The frequent task which you are going to get is deployment. So in different environments, we are going to deploy. That is our daily work. Second thing is we need to check the disk usage of servers, like how server is going to work. What is the disk usage? If any server is running out of the disk usage, you will get some alerts. So that point you need to work, and optimizing the pipelines and generating the scripts for multiple works, as well as collaboration with all teams, and moreover maintaining and tracking the infrastructure. So these are in general daily life activities we do as a DevOps engineer. Yeah, definitely. Here I'm going to teach you AWS. First of all, I'll teach AWS manually. That I'm going to show you automation on Terraform. So basically, a lot of people will think Terraform is the only tool for automation. We can automate with the help of KOps as well. I'm going to show you that as well. I think in your AWS use CFT, right? CFT will take a lot of time and like very big manual process, but it's not like that. If you write one file, that file you can use for 100 times to create same infrastructure. Mm. 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 Completely, you are going to integrate every tool on AWS only. If you take Maven, I'm going to integrate with AWS EC2. Jenkins, again EC2. If you see Prometheus now, where I have integrated EC2 server only. Na? Whatever the DevOps you are learning, each and every tool we need to integrate with AWS only. Why? Because it's the platform we are using, right? But if you go to Azure, scenarios are going to be different. In Azure, we have inbuilt pipelines. So everything is inbuilt on Azure, but when it comes to AWS, we are going to use third-party tools like this. Yeah, like see simple. For example, if you want me to create a continuous integration server, I'll take normal EC2. There I'm going to install Jenkins. It will become continuous integration server. If you want me to create a configuration management server like Ansible, I'll take basic EC2. I'll install their Ansible. Like at the end of the day, every tool we are going to work with EC2 only. If you install Maven, it will be build tool, build server. If you install Jenkins, it will be continuous integration server. If we install Prometheus, it will be your monitoring server. So like this, like simply if you take basmati rice, if we cook chicken, it will be chicken biryani, right? If you go for mutton, it will be mutton biryani. Common is here like rice only, but whatever you are going to include, that is going to change the flavor. Same here. Thank you. Okay, so let's go for online notes here for a few time. Argo Suite is a part of your Kubernetes, Abdul Salam. Can you please tell me how to install MobXterm? Definitely MobXterm I haven't tell you how to install. In tomorrow's class, I'm going to tell you. For today, practice on browser. Whatever commands I said on browser, same command will work on MobXterm. And whatever commands we practice on MobXterm, same commands will be working on browser. So, this script writing also you are going to get is definitely Riddhi. I'm going to teach you how to write entire script for production works as well. If you want to automate any kind of work, there will be some ready-made script with me. I'll give that script for you and I'll explain to you. And can we do certification after this course? And what are those? So basically, certification means a lot of people think certification is like AWS, but I won't recommend AWS DevOps certification. In DevOps, you have the high-end tools like Kubernetes, Terraform, and Docker. Take any of these two. Like among these three, I'll suggest only one tool. You can take Terraform or you can take Kubernetes. If you certified on this, you can expect at least 20 lakhs if you are having minimum 3 years of experience. Why? Because CKA, CKAD, CKS will have a lot of demand in the market. If you are certified with at least one of these tools, you will get very, very good package. Hi, sir. I'm working as an analyst in application monitoring. I want to learn DevOps. Like, definitely Harapriya, like it is going to help you. Why? Because even if you're from IT, it will be more easy to grasp the DevOps knowledge. I don't have any practical prior knowledge for AWS or Linux. Yeah, definitely. See, what I'm saying is this is zero level course. That means everything we are going to start from zero level, right? Nobody knows Linux here. Of course, few people know. But am I starting from basics or not? So you have done Linux course already. I think you know about this one, right? Whatever the thing I'm going to teach you is from fundamentals I'm teaching. Very, very basic point. That means all of you are sat on zero level only now. But at the end of the course, you will get some experience, hands-on experience that too. Hope it is clear for you, Harapriya. How can I run this Linux command? So Sai Krishna, even though if you don't have any software, you can create EC2 instance. And in that EC2 instance, you can run your Linux commands. So in tomorrow's class, I'm going to show you how to create your AWS account. So please try to bring your cards. At least one card in the entire class I want. So Riddhi, what's your question, ma? Yeah, I said no, Riddhi. So I'm going to explain how to write script as well. Sir, there is an issue with my CentOS with SH. So check your security groups, Abdul Salam. Any other course for EKS? So basically, for EKS, you don't need to do any course, Abdul Salam. EKS means Elastic Kubernetes Service. You can create within 5 minutes of EKS cluster. Hope it is clear for you. Okay, so apart from these doubts, so any doubts you are having offline and online? So first of all, going for doubts and queries. Like how the class for today? Is it going smoothly for all of you? So daily, for first 4 or 5 days, you need to learn some minimal Linux. But once Linux is done, so the concepts are going to be very interesting when we start teaching DevOps. Okay. So today is day 4. Only one practical session is done till now. So people who attended the very first session, please take the recording link of previous session. And if you miss something, if you are not able to understand, come to me, I'll explain. Okay. So, and the way of teaching also completely friendly level teaching. So if you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can freely communicate with me. Okay. So then, are we good for today? Okay then. So thank you everyone for joining. So let's meet on your tomorrow's session. Bye all. One second, 1 second. Yeah, please.